Swinton. Up the middle of the field. 40, 30. Ben Cowboys on the move. Swinton with a kick. Swinton with a kick. And Swinton will go to the end zone. Touchdown Dallas. No way. No way.
Welcome to the second season of Wide Open. I am your host, Coach Reggie, and this season I will be tapping into more of the younger athletes. I'll be tapping into a lot of coaches, and I'll also be having live guests in. So tonight's a very special night for me because I get a chance to interview somebody who's very, very special to me. And it's my son. It's my son who's down at Jackson State trying to earn some playing time, and I'm so proud of him and his quest to become a college running back. And so we're going to tap into his story tonight, so you guys can hear what it's like to come in from a walk-on perspective, and hear what it's like and what he's going through down there at Jackson. So without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to my son, my SUN, Reggie Jr. What's going on, man?
What's up?
You in your dorm room just chilling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you, man. I mean, everything you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, your grades and everything, man. So your pop is definitely proud of you, man. So I want to go back to when you was younger, though, man, because a lot of people don't know that you really had dreams as a young kid to really get out here and make a name for yourself. And of course, what you have in my name, you've always been in my shadow name wise, but you've always tried to make your own name and make your own mark, and I'm so proud of you for that, man. So what was it like, coming up, son, being a youth football player? I think you started off playing with the New Youth Giants, and then you left the Giants and went to the West Side Steelers. And here you are here as a 7-year-old with the West Side Steelers, man. So tell everybody how it was, coming up as a youth in youth football and how important it was for you.
Well, coming up, uh, especially playing for the Steelers, never really got playing time like that. They never really gave me a chance. Um, then I went to the Giants, not the Giants. I went to the Grizzlies, and that's when I showed I can do because that's when Coach Wu gave me a chance. He gave me the ball, put the ball in my hand, a receiver, um, at running back, and that's when I showed I can do. And that's when I liked playing. That's what I knew I liked playing football because I actually started having fun because I was scoring touchdowns, finally catching balls, you know, running over people, breaking tackles. It was fun. And then that's when you start the Lions a few years later, and I want to be a running back, but we already had like 4 or 5, 7 kids trying to play running back. So I just said I'd play a quarterback, and I found out I was really good with quarterback. That's what I want to play, but I got to high school, and I never really got a fair chance to play quarterback. So that's when I converted back to running back, and that's why I just decided to stay at. And that's where it got me where I'm at now at D1 school
Well, let's
playing for
go back.
Jackson
Hold on,
State.
son. Hold on for a second. So let's go back and let's tap into the youth football to where you was talking about when you first played for the West Side Steelers and how, I remember the disappointing days of you coming home on Saturdays after going to practice every day and, busting your butt and not getting playing time. Tell them what that taught you about adversity and how to get past adversity.
It taught me to really never give up, never quit. And I know a lot of people who I was really small back then. I was really small, so they didn't really look at me compared to now. So since I was like small compared to everybody else, they never really gave me a chance. Never really gave me a look. They put me in a kicker turn only, and they never gave me the ball. But they realized they made a mistake when we played them. And I went to the Grizzlies. We played them, and I had an 80-yard touchdown on them on a reverse. And that's when they realized that we made a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. So what he's talking about when he played for the West Side Steelers, and he didn't really get a lot of chances to show what he can do. And then after he left there, I took him to the Grizzlies. As you can see the picture at the bottom, we happened to play the West Side Steelers that following year at J Fair. And when we did, he
No,
had an
that was
80-yard
essential.
touchdown run against J Fair. And so that's what he was talking about. But then you went on from there to go play for the Arkansas Lions, in which we started that in 2013. Like you said, you were fighting for playing time at running back, so you chose to go play uh, and be a quarterback and
Hmm.
end up winning that starting position. And talk about what it was like playing youth football and playing quarterback.
Um, in all honesty, I feel like quarterback is still my favorite position to play. I really enjoy playing quarterback more than any other position. Um, I was a real leader. I really felt like when it came to being a leader, I was really good at it. I love keeping the team composure up. I love coaching my other teammates, even though we are the same age. I love being able to be a leader. I enjoy throwing the ball. I used to have a really good arm before I stopped practicing the quarterback. Um, I still feel like quarterback is my favorite position to play, but I love running the ball too. So running back is definitely up there with that. So I don't mind. I love playing running back as well. But if I could choose a position to play, probably quarterback. But this day and age, I can't throw as well as I used to. So I'm sticking where I'm at now.
Well, that's what's up, man. So when you left the Arkansas Lions in 2000, and I think your last year was 2015 with the Arkansas Lions, you never did play middle school ball because of your age. You was able to go right from eighth grade to ninth grade at Central, and you got to Central, which was a proud moment for me because to have my son at Central wearing number 10 was a proud moment for me. But talk about what it was like going to Central and the disappointment that you had at Central.
Going in, number one, my first year going to Central, I came to summer practice at the end of summer. So I didn't. By the time I got up there, they already had a decision or a look of the players they really wanted to play at certain positions. When I got up there, they already had four quarterbacks. Even though I was doing really good up there at quarterback, that prior year, that summer, I went to a camp in I think it was Fayetteville or whatever. And at that camp, remember I was a quarterback and they was like put an older quarterback in, but he was like, nah, I can throw. And I got in, I threw like a 50-yard go route to one of the receivers. And they was like, oh, he can throw. I'm only 14. uh, when I got to Central, I was doing the same thing, throwing long passes, throwing accurate passes, but there they had four quarterbacks that they really wanted to see. I came in late, so they moved me to tight end DN, but they didn't put me in a tight end, so I just played DN. And they never put me in, and it really was disappointing me. So I didn't want to stay there too longer.
Well, let me tell y'all
Yeah.
about how disappointing that was for me because at that time, I was going to every practice at Central. I was a very proud father to watch my son at Central in the same number I had on number 10. I had so many dreams and visions for him, being there. And he came to me one day and he was like, Dad, I don't want to go to Central anymore. And that broke me down. That broke me all the way down. And it got to the point where I kept taking him to practice every morning and he was coming home disappointed. So it was either I take him out of Central and he quit football or make a decision based off of him and not me. And so came home, talked to my wife, talked to my uncle Mike, talked to Coach Russell at Mills, and our best decision was to take him over to Mills where he would have an opportunity. So he got to Mills and didn't get a fair shot. And I'm kind of getting to a point so y'all can hear, where I'm going with this. Didn't get a fair shot. He played a lot. He was a fullback, didn't get a lot of carries, played defensive end some. And so he was getting playing time, but he wouldn't get a chance to carry the ball. So talk about your 10th grade, 11th grade year at Mills and how it was good to play, but you wasn't getting your chance to run the ball.
How disappointing. My 10th grade year at Mills came in. Um, You told me to come in and play tight end. I didn't want to play tight end personally. I want to play running back or receiver. But you told me to come in and play tight end. I came in as tight end, didn't get playing time on tight end. They moved me to H back. H back isn't really a fullback. It's more of a just a they just block and they may get the ball maybe twice, three times the whole year. and I was mostly on defense. I started playing. I started against Pulaski Academy, but I didn't start like playing until the last few games. And I started one game, was his last game for Pulaski Academy. Um, that gave me confidence until the next year. Then the next year, my 11th grade year, Coach Russell decided to move me to wideout. That's what surprised me. He moved me to wideout. I played wideout, some tight end. Um, at wideout, I only got the ball twice the whole year, and I had one carry at running back my 11th grade year.
But you had a couple of good catches. I remember a couple of catches you had. You had a couple of them in Stuttgart, and you had a couple of them at Lone Oak.
Yeah, that's combined 10th to 11th grade year. But my
That's
11th
right.
grade year I only got 2 targets my 11th grade year and 2 catches, 2 targets, 2 catches, and that like my 11th grade year was completely wasted. That it was completely wasted. So my confidence was down. I felt like what's the point of me playing football anymore? Like why am I doing this? I'm wasting my time. We was 0-10. On top of that, I wasn't getting the ball. So what was the point of me being here?
I forgot y'all was
Then
0-10. That was your junior year, right?
yeah. Well then when they hired Coach Lee, came and talked when Coach Lee got here, I decided to like build confidence. I went in, talked to Coach Lee personally, I told him I want to be a running back. And he said he'll give me a shot at running back. He will look at me at running back. I said, okay. Um I came in at running back. Of course, he brought in Kerry, the running back from Pine Bluff. He came in with him. Me and Kerry had to share the position. Like I came in over the summer. I got way faster from the previous year because I was really slow. I got way faster, way quicker, a little stronger, and doing that over the year, I managed to get the starting position. What I guess was the fourth game of the year, fifth game, either one. Because
So hold
me
on
and
for a
Kerry,
second. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second, son. So here's my point in the whole, our whole conversation is Coach Cortez Lee came in, and he's the first coach to give Reggie a chance to run the ball. And he was never a speed back that was going to run a 70-yard run, but he was a power back. So I want to give y'all a little bit of what he did at Mills before we continue. So looking at that right there, man, makes me proud because finally a coach came in and they, Coach Lee seen your talent, man, and he gave you a chance to run the ball. And you was a big 225, 30-pound running back, and you was bruising people, man. Tell them after all the ups and downs and things you went to, how it felt to really get the opportunity, a fair shot to run the ball.
it felt really good. My first real shot was against our second game was against Hall. I believe it was our second or third game. And the running back Kerry, he got hurt. He was really getting all the carries, but he got injured, and so they put me in and started running back. I came in the second quarter, finished the game out. Had I don't know how many yards I had, but I had a couple carries, some good blocks, a lot of good runs. Um, Particularly the best run I had is probably right before halftime. Went to the sideline, hit a little two move, and ran down the sideline for a long run. Um, After that, they started putting me in way more than I managed to get starting position the fourth and fifth game. That's when I started really getting excited and really motivated. And I believe we went 5-5 that year, which was the best record Mills had in years compared to now. Since Coach Lee is there, they're doing really good now. But that's the best record we had in years. It was the same exact team we had previous years, just everybody in different positions. Everybody in different positions. People who were a receiver was at DB. We had the a running back moved him to quarterback. Of course, they moved me to running back. It was just amazing what Coach Lee did. He saw potential. Everybody saw where they should have been and moved them accordingly. And thanks to that, we had a really good season. And that season led to me going to play football at Monticello, which is a
Hold on,
Division
hold
two
on,
school.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't go too fast, son. Let's talk about Coach Lee a little bit more. So here it is, y'all. When a young man, because I remember when Coach Lee came in and little Reggie went to him and said what he said, Coach, I'm asking for an opportunity. This is my senior season. I want to play. Give me a chance to run the ball. You give me a chance to run the ball, I'll show you what I can do. And they gave him a chance to run the ball, and he didn't get a whole lot of carries, but the ones he did, you see where they say you got Robert says Lil Reg was a beast his senior year at Mills, and then you got Jimmy that says Lil Reg looking like Lindale White. Lindale White played for USC. But it's all about a coach giving the kid an opportunity, especially when you got a kid that's been in your program, been dedicated, coming to every uh, workout and practice. He was looking for a chance to get that. And so after we got done with Mills, his senior season, we got done and he wanted to go play college football. And so Coach Cortez Lee at Mills reached out to a good buddy of his at Monticello named Coach Hill. He told Coach Hill about Reg, and he was able to get Reggie a walk-on opportunity at UA Monticello, where he was able to go up there and go through a full year during COVID. They didn't have a football season that year, so they had spring ball. And here's a picture of him at the spring game. And I want you to kind of tell him your experience real quick about being at Monticello, and then how disappointed you was at the spring game, and then we're gonna move on from Monticello.
Going to Monticello, I was motivated. I was excited to be playing for a team, even though it was a Division two school. I was excited. Most people don't go to college after having great 2-3 year seasons, but I had 1 year to prove what I could do, and it got me to a college. Doesn't matter if it's junior college, D3, D2, or D1. It got me to a college, and I was excited.
Right.
Going in the fall, I'm glad we didn't have a season because they didn't have enough room for me at first. So they told me to come in. They talked to me. Coach Jackson was like, we're gonna have you as a manager for the fall, and we're gonna dress you out for the spring. So coming in the fall, I wasn't motivated as much because I went to practice every day as a manager. I was a manager, helping out with equipment, all that.
I forgot about that. I forgot
Yeah,
about
I
that.
was a manager, and it was really depressing me. But I came in because I wasn't gonna quit. So I came in, do what they told me to
But hold
do.
on, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Let's tell them the reason why come you were a manager is because this is a very important part about taking care of your schoolwork, and it's going to set us up for where he is now. Um, he didn't have the best grades in high school, and the ACT test wasn't available during COVID, so he didn't take the ACT test. So he had to go in his first semester and be a student. He couldn't do football the first semester, so he had to go in and be with the football team, but he couldn't be on the football team doing the workout. So he was basically a manager his first semester. So you talking about paying your dues? Lil Reggie has paid his dues, and this is a kid that has the mentality I had: never give up. As my other son Ryan calls me, the adversity killer. This is Lil Reggie. He's the adversity killer. And so he gets to the second semester and spring starts. And go ahead, son.
Spring starts. I'm excited. I get my helmet. Send a pictures to my parents, of course, of me wearing the helmet. Just let them know I'm excited. I'm finally gonna get some playing time and um get to show what I can do. So I go to every practice on the spring. Of course, I'm not getting any reps in team because I'm a walk on, and it's discouraging, but I'm still going to every practice and working my butt off. Uh, we're doing drills, hit drills, or we had one drill in particular I was really good at. We had a drill where it was a straight line, and the running back has to run through a linebacker and two D linemen with three blockers. We did that drill, and they saw I was going in. I ran over a D lineman, an actual D lineman. I ran one over. All my teammates went crazy. The coaches, shook my hands like, "Good job." Every day, I'm doing really good. Still not getting a really a good look. We do another drill. It's like you go through try to juke somebody. I juiced one of the best cornerbacks on the team. I'm doing that. I'm doing this like almost every day. I'm making a name for myself. But come the spring game, even though I'm doing good up there, I didn't get in one time, and that broke my spirit because I thought to myself, "Am I not doing enough, or am I not good enough?" Even though I'm doing really good at practice every day, uh, due to me not getting in at practice, and I was getting disencouraged. I was kind of depressed because I was like, "What am I doing this for? Why am I even up here if I'm not even get a chance? Is this the D2 school? If I can't play up here, then how am I gonna go pro?" That was leading to my grades going down, and I wasn't doing very good in school as far as grade wise.
And so we go from there, and I get the phone call from my son. Well, no, so we go down to Jackson State because another one of my 707 players was going to sign with Jackson. So while we're down there, Coach Prime comes in the meeting, and he's talking really good about how they treat walk-ons and how they take care of their walk-ons. So my wife had the bright idea of, hey, let's transfer our son to Jackson State as opposed to being here at UAM. I was against it because I'm not with kids, up and leaving because something ain't going right. I'm from the old school of, hey man, stick it out, son. Keep working, keep fighting, and things gonna really work out for you. But I lost that battle, and I'm glad that's one of the battles I lost because he transferred to Jackson State because of a coach I had when I was in college named Mike Markinson. Mike Markinson was able to pull some strings and get my son there, and so when he got to Jackson in the spring, um, it was a welcome sight to see my son smile. He had some ups and downs getting there, but once he got there and got on the football field, son, talk about what it was like right here in this picture of you finally putting on some pads and getting ready to really play some football at Jackson.
Uh, well, that photo was in the fall because I didn't play in the spring either because my grades were Monticello. So
Right.
when I first started actually like practicing with them was in the spring. We did a lot of running and stuff. I couldn't really practice. I could just run with weights. But we got the summertime, so I really started practicing with them. It felt really good. Then we got the fall, and I was getting the ball in like team, getting the ball in drills, inside drill. It was like 10, 11 running backs. The same amount we had in Monticello. But the difference is the Coach Flea, he gave every running back a fair chance. Doesn't matter if they're a walk on or a scholarship player. Of course, he had returning players, returning starters that were going to play first. But the fact of the matter is, he still gave me a chance. He gave me a look, and I appreciate that. I was able to get in, do some things good. Eventually, I got moved down to scout team running back, play scout team running back and scout team receiver. It wasn't all that bad. I wasn't unhappy. I knew I was gonna be a red shirt, so I was gonna play next year, then the upcoming year now. So I wasn't really depressed or unhappy. It just came in, kept working. My main goal right now is to get stronger, to get faster, to get quicker. And so all I'm trying to do, what I work on right now, uh, it's my main goal at the moment. And I'm gonna keep working so I can actually get opportunity to play this season.
Well, so here's what I'm most proud of because your mom is real big on education. That's her strong point, and so she's been pushing you. And I look down here at the bottom where Ojoku, Anthony Ojoku says such a hardworking kid. That's what I'm proud of Ojoku because he got down there at UAM. He was making a 2.3, 2.2, or whatever it was. He's been at Jackson. This is his fourth semester at Jackson. He's made the dean's list every semester since he's been there. 3.5, 3.6 or better. and he's on path now to do it again. And he's busting his ass down here. And some may listen to his story and be like, "Oh man, he must suck since he ain't getting a chance to play." Well, for those of y'all that don't know, it's hard being a walk on. You know, it's hard being a walk. I walked on in Murray State, but I was what they call a preferred walk on, which is like a scholarship player, but they didn't have a scholarship for me. Uh, Reggie is a true walk on, which means the coaches have to give the scholarship players a million chances first before they give him a chance. But what's going to happen is I'm super proud because he is doing working hard as he can. And let's just say that my son, let's say worst case scenario, he doesn't get a chance to go play. Well, guess what? He's been taught hard work. He's been taught not to give up. He knows how to kill adversity. He knows how to go get what he wants. And he can teach other people how to survive in a world where sometimes favor don't fall in your favor. And so I'm so proud of my son. And one of the best feelings in the world for me is, of course, we all want our kids to be this 3, 4, 5 star guy that gets all these letters and gets recruited and do all of that. Um, Reggie is a kid that didn't get none of that. What he got right here, it turns out that he was able to go to the rivals camp in 2019 where he met Shador. That's my other son, Ryan, to the right. Well, he met Shador. He got in this camp that had him at tight end, and he did well. Well, turn the page 3 years later, and look at this picture here. Look at this picture here. Take me out of it, but him and Shador was teammates. And so to go from this, where they didn't know each other, and did Shador grow or did my son shrink? But to go from this to this right here was unbelievable for me. Son, I'm proud of you. Um, Talk about the influence that your mom had on you and your upbringing.
My mom's always been there to motivate me. Uh, when I need help with work, she's there to help me. Even now, she helps me with a lot of work. I know I'm smart, but I don't know everything. So whenever I need help with work, my mom's there to help me. She motivates me. She gives me a lot of advice. She'll sit on the phone for a long time, about 30 minutes, and talk to me about what to do better or to keep going. She'll sit there and motivate me. My mom, she's my number one fan. She always has been. She went to all my games. She doesn't know she's not really a big sports person, but she made sure to always go to all my games, all my everything I did. She was there, and she made sure I'm still good. And like you, she makes sure I'm taken care of no matter what. And so my mom's she's part of the reason why I'm doing this too. I want her to have an easy life, an
Sweet,
easier
man,
life.
sweet. Well, your mom is a beautiful soul, man, and she is the reason why come a lot of us is in this household is successful. Um, but so let's go on to when you called me, when you first called me. I remember when you called me, I was sitting in my chair, and you was like, Dad, I'm dressing. I'm dressing Saturday. You said I might not play, but I'm gonna dress my first game. And I knew you wasn't gonna play. But boy, was I happy as hell to call your mama at work, like, hey, we're going to Jackson on Saturday. Reggie gonna dress his first game. In your first game, they gave you number 40. And I remember watching you come out of that tunnel. Then I remember looking down on the field and seeing you and Coach Prime. And what was Coach Prime telling you in this picture? Tell everybody what he was telling you.
He was telling me to fix my sweats and something like that. He was telling me no, to fix my compression pants and fix my cleats.
So I thought he was trying to coach you up and give you some advice. He was telling him guys to if y'all look at his tights at the bottom, his tights, he got them white tights on. He told them to pull them tights up or go take them off. But this is the classic picture because I wasn't exactly happy when Coach Prime left to go to Colorado, but Coach Prime did some awesome things at Jackson State. There's some things he did good, things he did bad, but for the most part, it was a lot of young men that had a chance to be around a legend, to be around somebody who was an icon, and somebody who, quite frankly, a lot of us grew up, mimicking and idolizing. And so for me to get a chance to have my son be in a picture with Coach Prime was an awesome visual for me. Um, and then as we look at some of these pictures here, this was your second game dressing. So your first game you wore number 40. And this is how walk-ons get done, guys. They don't know what number they're gonna wear. It's not an easy road for a walk-on. So to look at my son in this picture right here, and all them folks behind him, and to look at him in this running back picture right here, this is after he's to the far left in the back 44. Look how big he is compared to all the rest of the guys. I'm proud. I'm damn proud. Son, I want to see you play. I want to see you play. I want to come out there and see you. But if it works out where you never get a chance to play, which I don't think that's going to happen, but I just want to tell you as your father, I'm proud of you.
I'm definitely gonna play. If anything, I'm spring coming up after spring break, and I'm definitely gonna show what I can do. It's gonna be a first chance for me to actually get a real look before the season start. And we was told I'm gonna get a fair chance. We'll see if I do get a fair chance. I'm definitely gonna show what I can do, and definitely gonna play.
Well, your spring game is April the 15th, I think. That's the weekend we're supposed to be in
Hmm.
Atlanta for the 707. So if I know you're getting some playing time, Dad going to definitely be there to watch you. Rob Murdoch said it takes a village. You have awesome parents, good working, Lil Reg. And Shay Williams says, we're proud of you, Lil Reg. We love you. And Rod said, we all proud of you. So the last thing we're going to touch on, son, is you got a chance to Sean Moore says, super proud of you, little Reggie. Last thing we're gonna touch on, son, before we close out, because I do got homework to do, because I am getting my degree as well. I refuse to let my son get his degree before me. So, shouts out to Pop. The last thing that we're gonna talk about is you got a chance to come to Lexington, Kentucky, to see your dad inducted into the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame. Talk about you see me there with that's myself to the left, Lee Callen, who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers years ago, Randall Cobb, who currently plays for the Green Bay Packers, and then George Wilson, who played for the Razorbacks and Buffalo Bills, but also played with me in Detroit. Um, talk about what it was seeing your dad uh, get inducted into two Hall of Fames in 1 year. This is in Kentucky. This is you and Ryan with Pops, and then this is at the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame. This was in June of last year. And then in November of last year, um, this is the Murray State Hall of Fame. Tell them what it was like to see your father, who you love, achieve a milestone like that.
Um, I mean, I knew you can do it. I've seen your highlights 1,000 times. You still on the list for some of the best returners of all time for the Cowboys and the Cardinals. So I knew you could do it. I knew he was gonna be elected sometime soon. I was proud of you, and it showed me that I could be there too someday. We, like you said before, we're going to some type of the same path. Uh, my thing for me is I have to always show what I can do. Most people they have they look good type playing style, and a coach see them, but like, oh, they look really good. I'm gonna show them first. I'm not the type where a coach will look at me and be like, "Oh, he looks really good." I'm the type to where a coach has to look at me, they'll doubt me, then they see me play, then I realize I can actually play. Um, and I was proud of you. I saw, I used to watch the highlights 1,000 times. Uh, so it was a good moment for me to go up there and talk about you on stage and tell you how I felt and tell you I'm really proud of you.
Well, son, I love you, proud of you. Continue to work, continue to get them grades, and whatever you want to do in life, man, you can achieve it. You just got to stay focused, all right? And mom and dad and your sister and brothers gonna always support you and your grandparents, and so you got a good support system behind you. And just keep on keeping on, man, and keep making good decisions. I'm not worried about you making bad decisions. I feel like your village did a good job of raising you, and so great job tonight. This is one of many interviews you're going to get because you're going to do great things and you're going to be great. So this is good practice for you, son, and get used to this, get used to it, because people are gonna be asking you to sit down with them. All right,
All right.
love you, son.
Me too.
Good job, man.
All right.
Well, you guys, that was my son Reggie Swinton Jr., who had a hard journey, the same journey I had when I was coming up through the pros. He had it from youth, and so yes, and my wife just said he is majoring. He is majoring in sports media. So that's great. And so we are gonna continue to push our son, and you guys out there continue to push your kids to be great. We got to keep our young generation uh, going because there's so much bad out here that we gotta. The ones that's doing well, we gotta push them, and it takes everybody. And so, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been Wide Open with Coach Reggie, and I'll be interviewing a few more players coming up real soon. Quincy Rose Jr., that's going to Arkansas Razorbacks. Ashton Williams going to UCA. Jalen McKinney, a Washita Baptist. I got kids already in school. I'll be talking to coaches from around the youth football spectrum. I'll even have a couple of parents on and some Huzzy team moms here coming up real soon. So thank y'all for tuning in. I am Coach Reggie, and you have been watching Wide Open.